This is Homelink 3.2, Body Measures for Grade 3 Everyday Math. Help your child measure an adult at home. Use a tape measure if you have one, or use a piece of string. Mark lengths on the string with a pen, and then measure the string with a ruler. So the direction is to measure an adult at home to the nearest ½ inch, and then fill in the information below. So name of adult, okay, so you put in their name. So let's say John Smith. Alright, around the neck. So if you have a tape measure or even a piece of string, you just measure, gently around the neck. And then you can unwind the string. Okay, so you take however long that was and it will unwind to like this. Then you can take a ruler and you measure how long that was. Okay, so say how many inches. The same thing with the height. Okay, you can measure with a tape measure, or you can measure with a ruler, whatever you have there, or use string and then measure with a ruler. Same with the wrist. Okay, so you take the wrist, and then if you have a tape measure, this ruler is kind of cool because it bends. Actually, it's a bendy ruler. Alright, so I can just kind of go I can go almost right around my wrist with it and say, well, okay, it ends up to be there. So this is as long as my wrist is, about 7 inches long. Okay, because I measured that long, and there's 7 inches in there. Length of the shoe. Okay, so you measure a shoe. The distance from the waist to the floor. Okay, so here's a person right here, and the waist is right around here, right around this area. So this area right down to the floor. Okay, maybe like right around the belly button to the floor. But however you guys did it, the exact place you measured from isn't the point. It's how many inches you got, and does it make sense? So then you can measure the forearm, the hand span, and the arm span. So with the arm span, you probably found it should be about the same as the height. Okay, so if the height was 60 inches, the arm span was probably also about 60 inches. Okay, usually those two things are about the same. Next, the hand span. Okay, so they're showing you measure across here. They show you where to measure it from. So I'm just going to take it here, and they're going right below my little finger, right below my thumb. And for me, that's about, what, 4.25 inches, 4 inches. I'll just round it to 4 inches. Okay, and then forearm. So the forearm, zoom out just a little bit. Okay, the forearm, they're showing to be wrist to elbow. So my wrist to my elbow, I'll do it from my elbow to my wrist, is about 10 inches. Okay, so right 10 inches there. Alright, so that's how you would do that. You take all those different measurements and, and that's how you would measure them. Okay, so next what's going to happen, it says find more pictures that show measurements, bring them to school if possible, ask an adult first, or write descriptions of them. Those are certainly also things you can do, but not necessary. Then what we have, we're going to do some adding and subtracting. Okay, so zoom down the brightness a little bit. Alright, and so just turn it over on the back. 83, actually, yeah, I'll turn it over on the back. 83 minus 25. So 83 minus 25 right here. And we're going to say 3 minus 5. We can't do that. So we're going to borrow and put 1 over here. 13 minus 5 is 8. 7 minus 2 is 5. The answer is 58. Okay? And you can write 58 right in here for your answer. And then next, 35 plus 47. 35 plus 47. 5 plus 7 is 12. Put down the 2, carry the 1. 3 plus 4 is 7, plus 1 is 8. 82 should be the answer to that. Okay, and we're going to write 82 in here. Okay, and then 58 plus 89. 58 plus 89. Okay, and then we have 8 plus 9 is 17, put down the 7, carry the 1. 5 plus 8 is 13, plus 1 is 14, 147. And now I didn't make my ballpark estimates yet, but I'm just going to double check my numbers. 58 and 89, 35 and 47, and 83 and 25. Okay, so for my ballpark estimates, which I often do first, this time I've done them second, I'm going to round to the nearest 10, so I'm going to say 80 minus 30, and I'm going to get 50. Okay, 50 and 58, pretty close. And I'm going to say 40 plus 50, and I'm going to get 90, 82 and 90, pretty close. And then here I'm going to say 60 plus 90, and I'm going to get 150, which is also pretty close to 147. Alright, so those are your answers for that. This is Homelink 3-2 for body measurements for grade 3 everyday math.